I swear, I feel like I'm wearing a dented armor and I'm wearing a very, very heavy sword. I am tired of fighting with myself. I'm tired of hating myself. Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Today, I want to talk to you about a little bit of a more sensitive topic for me. At least it was in the past years, but now, I kind of made peace with it, and I'm trying to get better. Basically, if you have not noticed from my videos, I am a little bit chunky. Some would say that I am fat. And to be fair, this is the highest weight I've ever had. I've never passed 100 kilograms, which is like 220 pounds, I believe, which is a lot for me, for my body, for my joints. My knees already hurt and they pop, and welcome to your 30s. Today, as you can see, we have this lovely boy here. I'm invading his space a little bit because he was just, minding his own business. I'm sorry, baby. Now, for a little bit of a backstory, I was always a bigger person, a bigger girl. I was anyway bigger than my friends. I had bigger hips, bigger boobs, and I was always told that I am fat. Always, without a doubt, even my mom, thank you, mother, she was telling me that I look a lot with my father's side of the family, especially my paternal grandma, which was a bigger woman, bigger boobs. My cousins are the same, so she made it a point to tell me that repeatedly. And so this kind of was ingrained in me from a really young age. I cannot speak. From a really young age that I am fat. And if I look back at myself, my photos, and the way that I was looked when I was 17, 18, I was not fat. I was just a normally weighted girl. Weighted, that's what you call it? I weighed like a normal person. I had bigger boobs and I had a little bit of a belly, but I was not super, super fat. And if I had a different environment and a different encouragement, then I definitely believe that I would have been in a different place. But let the bygones be bygones. It is what it is. Now, fast forward to adulthood, put in the stress, unhealthy lifestyle, unhealthy habits, a lot of, I did drink at one point, not excessively, but alcohol definitely is not your friend when it comes to weight loss. And staying up late. At some point, I had a temporary job. I'm saying temporary because it lasted me because it lasted me 10 years. So, do you know Chandler? Remember Chandler, which had a temporary job where he stayed like forever until he quit? Yeah, I'm Chandler. I'm the same. Fortunately, I left, but that job impacted me because it was a night shift job. We were in a different time zone. We worked for a different continent, and not sleeping nights. Lack of sleep impacts your eating habits, it's impacting your hormones, it's impacting everything. So that made me eat more, snack more. And to be fair, I was not the healthiest person before I started because I don't have a healthy relationship with sport and exercise. It was always a punishment. Nobody in my family exercises unless they have to. Even now, my mom, I have to remind her sometimes, like, did you do your exercises? Because she's going to the doctors with her, she has back problems. She's 56, I believe. And if I don't remind her from time to time, she doesn't do them. So for us, it's not something that comes natural. Now, on top of all of this, I'm also an emotional eater because that's how I learned to manage my emotions. I eat if I'm upset, if I'm angry, if I'm mad. I turn to food and especially sweets. There's a particular cake that I like, anything with whipped cream. I have a glass of Coke, or I eat like sunflower seeds. That's my comfort food. And when you binge, every single time you're upset or every single time you're mad, again, that adds up as well. Now I'm a little bit better with my emotions. I've learned how to handle them a little bit better. It is not perfect, and at least now I am aware of the fact that, hey, if I'm upset, I might need to binge, and I try to do something else. For example, now I'm planning on exercising. That's why the get up, because I got really upset with my laptop. It stops working like every 5 minutes, and it drives me crazy because since yesterday up until now, it stopped like 10 times. Now, on top of all of this, add just a couple of heartbreaks and failed relationships, and you will definitely have some extra kilograms, especially when you think of the emotional eating side. It was not a fun journey up until this point. And in the past, I did manage to lose about 20 kilograms. I used to have a personal trainer. He managed to get me down to about 75 kilograms, but I believe I was about 90 at that point. And I didn't track calories. The only thing that I did was I was consistent in going to the gym, and I was consistent with my meals. I had meal prepped, and I was controlling my portions. I knew that I had to eat vegetables and I had to eat protein with every meal. I gave up snacking at that point. I was not having any pizza. I was not having any fast food or sweets. And that's what really helped me get down to this weight. I actually have a very funny picture from a pizza party from the office. I'll try to put it in here because I think that is that defines that particular era where I was trying to lose weight. I was also going to the office every day, and I was walking back and forth, and that really, really helped. Now I know that I'm able to do this, and I know that, without having to be super restrictive or crazy with everything, I can definitely manage. Lately, I have noticed that I don't feel as good in my body as I used to. I don't feel like the person that I am inside my head and I'm visualizing is the person that I am outside of my body. And my body has taken me through a lot of upset and heartbreak and grief, and it has been there for me. And at this point, I am ready to stop the war. I swear, I feel like I'm wearing a dented armor, and I'm wearing a very, very heavy sword. I am tired of fighting with myself. I'm tired of hating myself. I'm tired of being this version of a person that I'm not sure I like on the outside, not because it's something wrong with her, but because I have outgrown that person. So I find myself into a point where I need to take a little bit more care of myself. I want to work out. I want to eat better. And even if I eat sweets, or if I eat something that, it's deemed bad, I don't feel guilty about it anymore. Like, I stopped doing that. If I eat, I enjoy the moment, and then I move on, because I know that a piece of cake or a tiny chocolate is not going to ruin my life. It's actually going to make me enjoy my life a little bit better. And on top of that piece of cake, I'm having a lot of vegetables, fruits. I make it a habit to go for walks more. I'm trying, all of these things to improve my life. There was a point in my life where if you told me that you have to be mentally ready for something, I was telling you that you're full of bullshit. But now I'm a strong believer, like, until you're ready up here to do some changes, until you manage to be okay with yourself and accept the fact that you're not fighting, you're not at war with yourself, you're just you with yourself together trying to reach this goal out of love and not out of hate. And I would have thought that you were a crazy person. But now it's different. I know that everybody has different circumstances, and the emotional aspect of weight, it's also as important as the physical one, because if your head is not right, if you're going through grief, if you're going through heartbreak, if you're going to, think of any emotional problem that you might have, it doesn't matter what else you're doing, because that's going to make it 100 times more difficult. I'm not saying that is not possible. I'm just saying that it's going to be a lot more difficult. And I am at that point where I'm ready to put the sword down and put the white flag up and just embrace who I am and try to do better for myself. And this time I actually have a plan. I've made a workout plan 3 days a week. Like, I don't want to do more than this because, I was saying that this time I have a plan. I have made a workout plan. I have made a walking plan. I put it in my phone. That is the only way that I want to track digitally what I'm doing. It bugs me when I have to use 5 different apps to reach a goal. I know, I'm grandma. I want to go back to pen and paper. But I added it to the calendar and to my tasks. Like, today I do upper body and lower body. I go for a walk. And if I don't do it today, I will do it tomorrow. I don't want to be crazy strict, because I didn't gain weight in 2 weeks. I'm not going to lose it in 2 weeks. And I have to be realistic about what my body can do, what my mind can do. And I don't want to rush it. I don't want to rush it for myself. I still want to do it. I'm fully dedicated to this, but I want to do it at a slow pace. I want to make it sustainable. So I have a plan. I have a meal plan. I've made a list with things that I can eat, in the sense of an egg has 6 grams of proteins. If I have 3 eggs, I have these many grams. If I add some salmon to it, this is how much it's going to be. A cup of rice weighs this much, and it has this many calories and this many nutrients, to make it a little bit easier for me. I'm meal prepping. I've made food on Sunday. Today's Wednesday. I still have a little bit of that. I do have to go shopping tonight, I think. And one fun thing that I've seen somebody online do, I don't remember who. Let me show you. Okay, I'll put the mic here. I am a visual person, and I do better when I see things. And I've seen somebody online do something similar. Like, every time you work out and every time you go for a walk, you take a pebble, because this is what I have here. Like, I have pebbles. You take it from this jar and you put it in this jar. And last night I went for a walk and I forgot to add my pebble, and you can see how many there are. These are both candle jars that I had, and this here has 80 pebbles. I know, because I counted them. So my goal is to add a pebble every single time I go intentionally and move. Like yesterday, I went for like a 1 hour walk because I had some lunch, I was feeling heavy, and I needed to move. And this is for intentional movement. Every time I go for a walk, every time I work out, even for like 10-20 minutes, that's enough, because my goal this year is to be better with movement, not necessarily the weight loss part. I want to move. I want to make this a habit, and I want to make it a habit to eat better, not necessarily the weight loss, because I know this will come in time, but I need to work on my habits at the moment. So for me, this is an easy way to track whatever I'm doing. And I put them in here, and I have them in front of my couch because I can see them in there, and hopefully the kitties will not take them down. And basically that's it. This is my war story and how I'm planning on losing a little bit of weight. I'll try to take you along with me because I like watching weight loss videos, realistic, from women, and I'll try to link down below two ladies that I'm watching online. The first one is Dr. Stacy Sims. I think she has very solid advice when it comes to exercise and weight loss. And the other one is Sharelle Grant, I believe, which is amazing in my opinion. She has some really good videos, and I'll try to find them and add them in case you're watching this video and you don't know where to start. I will send you to somebody that actually know what they're talking about. I'm not here for advice. I don't know what is happening, and in the world and with myself and whatever, but I'm not here to teach you anything. Anyway, I'll go fix some issues that I have at work, and I will talk to you in the next one. Oscar, you have anything to say? I don't think he does. Thank you for watching. Bye.